G'day boys, in this video I'm going to explain how do you explain a study properly. This might be something, well this is something new to psychology if you're in year 12, new to you. So the first thing to remember, your studies, they are important because that's your supporting evidence. You use the studies to support the explanation you're giving for behavior. Alright, so like in English class, you write about a novel, you have some sort of analysis, you have to have quotes from the novel, right, or details, facts. In English class or history, right? You make an analysis point, you've got the historical facts. Psychology, those facts come from the studies. That's how we know what we know. So the first thing to know, that's the first thing to know, sorry. The second thing, you've got the aims, methods, results, conclusions of a study. All right? Aims, methods, results, conclusions. Of those, think about it. Which one do you think is the most important? If you could only choose one to include, which one's the most important? Would you have just the aim, just the methods, just the results, just a conclusion? Let me put an edit, have a think about it. I'll tell you the right answer in 5 seconds. All right, I hope you can see this. But if you said the results, right, you're right. The results are the most important part of the study. You need the results. That's kind of like the facts of the study. We need the results so we can draw a conclusion. Now, this part, even though the results are the most important, the conclusion is the part that most students forget about. So what does the conclusion mean? Well, that's your L in petal. That's your link. You've told me the results, I hope, in good specific detail. So what? What point are those results demonstrating? How are they, they're supporting evidence. So that evidence is, what's it supporting? What's it demonstrating? What's it showing? You know, so that's where the conclusion comes in. Tell me the results, then give me the conclusion. Right, how much detail do you write about the methods? Honestly, you only write enough detail about the methods so the results make sense. And it depends on what point you're making and maybe the study. So in my exemplars, you know, I probably wrote those exemplars for what you write about in an exam. Okay, so sometimes in an exam you want to show lots of knowledge of the methods of the studies. Honestly, I often skim read through that and probably don't even read it properly, if I'm being honest, because, well, I know you're going to write the methods accurately. So don't spend heaps of time on the methods or the aims, please. Just describe the methods so the results make sense. For example, in the Vietnam head injury study, well, I might just say in one study, they compared the brains of Vietnam soldiers, those that had damage to the brain in the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, damage in other parts of the brain and no damage, and they measured their aggression. What they found, excuse me, what they found, right, and then I get into the results, okay? And so just by that one sentence summary of the methods, that there were 3 groups and who those groups were, now the results make sense. Sometimes you can summarize a study in one sentence, right? I can say, a study by Luby et al., right? This study showed that there was a correlation between socioeconomic status and development in the hippocampus. This study found that children from a lower socioeconomic status group had smaller hippocampi. But they also looked at stressful life events and parenting strategies and found that those things were also correlated with hippocampal development. So it's not just the fact, it's not just about socioeconomic status. What did I do there, right? So there I went, here's a result, here's a conclusion, here's a different result, here's a different conclusion. And so by separating it like that, I'm emphasizing both of those points, and that's another good way to write about studies. The point is, the results are the most important thing, so focus on those. Don't spend heaps of time at all talking about the methods. That's the boring stuff. Results and conclusions is what's key. Only summarize the methods in as much detail as you need to get to the results. All right, maybe if I have time now, I'll write an example and I'll put that in a separate video. Okay, I hope that helps.